If you want to get best practices, so in this case I've consulted ChatGPT, and and I also have my take about this. So what ChatGPT reply was the following: test one concept at a time. In general, I agree with this, but we will see that sometimes it's more inconvenient to test maybe two things, but a test is more organized if you test only one concept at a time. It's important to keep tests small and fast. You should have a good and descriptive names, like when you choose a function name or a variable name, it should be descriptive. Also here, all the tests have the same structure. You have some setup, you make an operation, and you check that the operation is providing the result that you are expecting. So this is the arrange, act, and assert. It's important to test both positive and negative. For example, meaning that you check that the function works as expected, provided with argument that give good result, but some function maybe throw an exception when something is wrong. So this is a negative scenario, so you need to test also this scenario. Use mocks and stub. This is what I've talked about here when I have talked about side effect. When you have side effect, you need to use mock or spy. So we will see this later. Test coverage, as I said here, should you test all your code? Well, if your application, all the modules are super important, then you need to make a test that will cover all the lines in your code. And to do that, you need something that will tell you, yes, the test has reached all the code, all the line in your code, and this is called test coverage. So sometimes you need to test and check that your test covered 100% of the code. And this is also important. Your tests should not depend on each other. So if you have tested one test, then another test should not depend on it. It's important to update and review the test because sometimes your logic is changing. So you should review and update your test. And integrating testing into your development workflow. This is what is called continuous integration. And I have mentioned it before talking about the nightly build. If you have a nightly build, this is a good place to invoke this automated test, because if they are failing, then someone has introduced a bug. And my take, everything that ChatGPT wrote is okay, but my take is that it is important to start with the most isolated component or function and to test only public method. We will see it later.